Hello everyone, welcome to NDA Defense Institute. In this video, we are going to see the recently passed Women Reservation Bill, which is dubbed as Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam. Yes, in Sanskrit it is nothing but Women Reservation Bill. So the recently created Central Vista project has opened a new parliament building, both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. That in that first session, a special session has been conducted, and the special session has been called by the President of India. And then to mark the significance of the special session, the Women Reservation Bill has been passed. Yes, so in this video we are going to see what are the historical context, like what are the historically how many times the Women Reservation Bill has been tried to pass, and what happened, why it has not been passed till this time, what are the features of this act, and what are the challenges associated with this act. All these things we are going to see in this video. Yes, let's go to the video. So before going to this video, we are going to understand certain things. So what is called a bill, an act and an ordinance? Simple. For any act to become a law, first it has to be a draft. It will be in the draft stage, which means the concerned ministry will create the bill and they will put it in the public domain so that the people will give their suggestions. After getting the public opinion, the draft will be introduced as bill in the house. The draft then later will become bill. Yes. Then this bill will be introduced in either house, either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, depending upon the type of the bill. For example, if it is a money bill, it can be introduced only in Lok Sabha. Yes, if it is a other bill, like we can say constitutional amendment bill and ordinary bill, it can be introduced in both Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha. And it can be introduced either in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha with the permission of the presiding officer. After it is passed, that bill, a passed bill will go to the president. Yes. And after the president signs the bill, it will become act or it will become law. So this is the actual procedure with respect to passage of a bill. So a bill is one which is in the flow of the house, which is in the house before it is becoming an act. After it is getting the assent of the president, it is called act. So what is ordinance then? Ordinance is nothing but temporary law or emergency law. We all know generally in a democratic country, legislature will make law, or we can say in central level, parliament will make law. State level, state legislature will make law. But when the executives are given to the power to make law for temporary purposes or for emergency purposes, that is called ordinance. Yes, even the 2018 Jallikattu protest at the time, the specific law to allow Jallikattu to happen, exemption, is passed as an ordinance, TN Jallikattu ordinance. Yes. So next we are going to see why first of all we need this Women Reservation Bill. Yes, and this is what I told you, before itself, like how a bill is passed. You can see the bill includes total 3 readings. 3 readings. Yes, you see in the first reading it is introduced, as I told you, either in any of the houses. No detailed discussion happens. In the second reading, the house will take it for detailed discussion. At the time, the bill may be referred to a joint select committee or a select committee. Sir, what is this joint select committee or select committee? Select committee is just belong to that house. For example, if Lok Sabha, only Lok Sabha members are there, it is called select committee. Whereas when I say joint select committee, it means it includes members from both Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha. Yes. And they will do the law, they will discuss the law clause by clause in detail. And after that, finally, the third reading, yes, it will be put into vote, either by division, yes, or by yes or no, or ayes and nays. So by this, after if it got the majority vote, it will be passed. The bill passed, it will be sent to the president, and you know that president will give his assent under Article 111. So Article 111 talks about the veto of the president, and after that it becomes the law. Yes. And as I told before, we will see the need. Why first of all we need this law? You see here, this bill is passed introduced on September 19, 2023 as 128th Constitutional Amendment Bill. Yes. So the reason is that you can see from this specific report, it is UN Women's Report. It is one of the specialized agency under United Nations organization. It releases a report, Interparliamentary Union, an IPU report every year. That report says India, being a largest democratic country in the world, has been ranked 140 out of 180 with just a meager of 15.1%, which means out of 543 Lok Sabha MPs, only 82%, 82 members are women MPs actually. It is very less. In fact, one ironical thing is that even our neighbors has more record than us. You see here, Bangladesh has 21%. Pakistan has 20% women, parliamentarians. And you can see the so-called, African nations, including Rwanda. You see, Rwanda is in the world, out of the whole world countries, as per IPU, Rwanda has more women parliamentarians, 61%. Cuba, 53%. Nicaragua, Central American nation, again 52%. New Zealand, 50%. Yes, but India is just meager 15.1%. So that is the need. And yes, to satisfy this only, they passed this bill. Yes, this 128th amendment bill, which is giving 33% reservation for the women. 1/3 reservation for the women. Not only in Lok Sabha, you see here, in Lok Sabha, State Legislative Assembly, and also in the Legislative Assembly of NCT Delhi, National Capital Territory, Delhi. So that is the whole purpose of this bill, giving 1/3 reservation or 33% reservation to Lok Sabha, State Legislative Assembly and Legislative Assembly of National Capital Territory of Delhi. Yes. So what is historical background? When they all started to pass this kind of law, that is what we are going to see now. See here, if you look at it, the demand for this women reservation bill has been started way before in 1996 itself by means of something called Women Reservation Bill. But the bill kept on lapsing because of various reasons. What is it called lapse? The bill lapsed for many reasons. Either the bill is passed in Lok Sabha, but the Rajya Sabha failed to pass it after 6 months. Either the bill is passed in Rajya Sabha, the bill failed to pass in Lok Sabha after 6 months. Or else the Lok Sabha session, 5 years Lok Sabha session would have been dissolved, automatically dissolved. Because of lapsing, many a times this bill has been kept on lagging continuously. You can see again in 1998 they tried, introduced, yet failed to get the support, and again it lapsed. And you see, during the Vajpayee government in 1999, again they tried to pass, it lapsed. When the UPA government came, yes, in 2004, as a part of Common Minimum Program, a coalition government's program, they tried to pass it again in the year 2008. In fact, they tried a new way. What they did, just because if I introduce in Lok Sabha it is lapsing, why not we introduce it in Rajya Sabha? So because Rajya Sabha cannot be lapsed, Rajya Sabha is a permanent house, it cannot go for dissolving. So they introduced it in Rajya Sabha, but again for some other reason it cannot be passed. So again in 2010 they tried, again it is a failure. So it kept on failing for various political reasons because of the lack of political will and because of the lack of awareness among the politicians and the people. So this is what happened historically with respect to this. Yes, and then what is the present future? So what this law says? Yes, as I told, the reason for the failure, you see here, quota within a quota. You see this Geeta Gupta committee, it says that this women reservation should be given for specifically OBC women. If you talk about women, it is one kind of reservation. This is horizontal reservation. Within women, there is SC women, ST women, OBC women, general category. For that, for OBC, we have to specifically give horizontal reservation. So this has created a confusion. It never happened. And you see, as I told you before, lack of political will. The politicians are not ready to give. Yes, the patriarchal mindset was still available in the minds of people. So it is not allowing them to go forward. And you see, only Odisha, as we can say, West Bengal, Trinamool Congress, they both tried. And Bihar became the first state in India to provide 50% reservation for women in local bodies. Bihar, 50% for women in local body, but not in Lok Sabha and State Legislative Assembly. Even Tamil Nadu in 2016, they passed a law and that law gave 50% reservation for women in local elections, Panchayat and municipality, but not in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Yes. And you see, diverse attention. Some people criticize that this women reservation bill is trying to put other things aside, like criminalization of politics. We have to have law which is required to make the politicians out of the politics rather than you trying to bring women into the politics. This is also one criticism, and also the last and final one, lapse of the assembly session. So before even the bill is passed in the next house, the bill is getting lapsed. That is also one of the many reasons that the political analysis says about the reason for the failure of the bill passed in the past. And you can see here. So these are the provisions of the present 128th Constitutional Amendment Act 2023. So what it says? See here, it inserted Article 330A because already Article 330 provides reservation for SC and ST in Lok Sabha. Yes. So as of now, according to Article 330, 84 seats are there for SCs and 47 seats are there for STs, Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe. In fact, if you look at it historically, the Article 330 is there in the Pune Pact, where it is an agreement signed between Ambedkar and Gandhi for giving special reservation to depressed classes to, so that Ambedkar should neglect the communal award given by the British. After that, this Article 330, when the Constitution created, gave reservation to SCs and STs in Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha. Sorry, State Legislative Assembly. And as of now, 84 MPs in SC and 47 MPs in ST is there as of now. So hence they add another article, Article 330A, to provide women reservation in Lok Sabha and State Legislative Assembly. And next you see, the bill provides that reserved seats for women by allotted by rotation. The question, sir, what is this rotation? 543 MP seats are there. In that 543, we have to provide 33%. On what basis we have to provide? For SC and ST, the basis of provision of the seats is 84 seats and 47 seats is based on population. More population in an area, that if there is more SC population in that area, then that will be reserved as SC constituency. If there is more ST population in the area, that will be reserved as ST constituency. But with respect to women, we cannot do it based on the population. Hence, they will do by means of rotation. What they will do? Simply they will say, the first time, first seat, first Lok Sabha seats, till the whatever it is, say for example 100. The first 100 seats they will allocate in the first time. Again in the next election they will rotate it. In the next delimitation they will rotate it. And every time when the election is happening, they will keep on changing the numbers. So that is called a rotation basis. This is to avoid any specificality, or this is to avoid any biasness towards any other states. And also you see, the seats reserved for SC and ST provide 1/3 of the seats to be reserved for women on rotational basis, which means within this 84. So 84 seats are there for SC and 47 for ST. Within this 84, 1/3. Within this 47, 1/3. So it is not neglecting both SC, ST women including as well. So it includes that within SC and ST also women should be given reservation. That is what this provision is. And all this provision is related to Lok Sabha. And if you come here, this is related to State Legislative Assembly. Article 332A, the same thing, 33% reservation for women in every state assembly, all the 28 states. And as I told before, an additional 1/3 seats for SC and ST must be allocated for women. Within the state, for SC and ST also 1/3 is allocated. So which means general and OBC women will also be getting reservation. SC and ST women will also be getting reservation. And not only that, you see here Article 239AA Class 2 Class B. Article 239AA is the specific article related to National Capital Territory of Delhi. Yes, this article is added by the famous 69th Constitutional Amendment Act. This Amendment Act created a special provision. It created a special way to the National Capital Territory of Delhi, because before that it was just UT of Delhi, Union Territory of Delhi. And after the 69th Amendment Act, it became National Capital Territory of Delhi. So under this article only, 239AA, they are adding again, you see, add the laws for giving the women reservation in National Capital Territory of Delhi also. But they were silent on giving the reservation to Pondicherry. With respect to Pondicherry, they were silent, they didn't have any provisions. Yes, and as you can see here, according to Article 334A, the reservation will be effective after the census is conducted. This is where the another question comes. When the census is going to happen? Because we have to conduct the census by 2021, but we all know every census used to happen 2011, 2001, like that the census happens. Because of the COVID and other issues, the census which is supposed to be conducted lapsed, and that is why they said after the census is conducted, we are going to do delimitation. You see, after the census, based on the census, delimitation will be undertaken. Sir, what is this delimitation? Simple. Delimitation is a process of fixing the number of constituencies and also fixing the boundaries of the constituencies. And because of the 84th Constitutional Amendment Act 2003, the number of Lok Sabha seats is frozen till 2026. So this 543 MPs as of now in Lok Sabha, based on population in every state, is frozen till 2026. As of now, this 543 seats is based on 1971 census. You may wonder, sir, why 2011 till 2011 census happened? Why they didn't take this? Why they are taking this 1971 but not 2001 or not 2011? It is because as many states have reduced their population. If you all know, Lok Sabha seats are based on population. If I am giving based on the population, which means the states which are reducing the population, it will be punished for reducing their population. That is why they froze this 543 MP seats till 2026 is based on 1971 census. So this is the present status, and so the whole bill says we are going to give 33% reservation to women in Lok Sabha, State Legislative Assembly and National Capital Territory of Delhi after 2026. It is not immediate, it is post 2026, provided in that law it mentions the census. After the census is conducted. So we have to first conduct the census and we have to do the delimitation. After that only we can talk about this 33% reservation. Yes. And also you see here, the seats reserved for women will be rotated after each delimitation as determined by law in Parliament. Delimitation. Yes, again as I told, this after 2026 only delimitation has to happen. After this delimitation only, they will be saying what are the seats allocated, and out of 543, how many seats will be allocated, which constituency will be the women reserved constituency. Yes. So again, this is not even though the law is passed now, in fact this law has been given assent by the President, and this 128th Constitutional Amendment Bill has become, as of now, it has become 106th Constitutional Amendment Act. So it has become an act successfully, yes. But even though the law is passed as of now, there are many challenges there. So what are the challenges? First challenge, this bill talks about the reservation in Lok Sabha and State Legislative Assembly. What about Rajya Sabha? The question lingers. With respect to the upper house, they didn't say anything about reservation, first thing. And also with respect to the State Legislative Council, this law is mute. Yes, and also there is a delay in conducting census, there is a delay in conducting delimitation. Even though the law is passed in 2023, no one will really know when they will be conducting the delimitation, because all this both census as well as delimitation will happen only after 2026. So the real fruits of this act has to be seen, but before that we have to wait so patiently. Even though all these challenges are there, this is a right move in the right direction. So that is all about this concern. Yes. So similar to this content, if at all you people want to see this similar kind of this content, please log on to our website. Yes. So till then, I will see you in the next video. Yes. So thank you.